I've been trying to do my athletic greens every day.
Do you feel a difference?
How does it taste?
It just tastes like berries.
It doesn't taste pineapple-y. I heard it tasted pineapple-y, and I don't like pineapple.
Neither do I.
I do not think pineapple is any of the flavors I've ever gotten from.
That's good.
Wait, there's multiple flavors?
I really just taste like a berry type of flavor.
Oh, well, that's not bad.
Well, that's good. I feel like I was expecting
and it blends really well too. Like you don't need like a blender ball to like have it blend really well. You can just like shake it with water. And there's not like chunks of it. Some of those brands were like they're just like chunks of green in it.
Yeah. That's what I can't do. Like I can't even do like emergency if there's any powdery type substance in the bottom. I'm like,
yeah. It's so disgusting. That's how one of my protein powders is, unless I use like the hand blender thing. And it just tastes so disgusting if I get like a chunk of the like protein like encapsulated.
It's so gross. Have you guys been seeing all the Ninja Creamy videos on TikTok?
Oh, I have.
That's like half of my For You page right now. Like everyone's getting the Ninja Creamy thing and using the Fairlife protein shakes, the chocolate ones, to turn that into ice cream.
Oh.
But I kind of feel like you could just use your blender still, no? I don't know. Like
ice cream. Like, yeah, you just need ice and like
because they just freeze whatever substance it is. Like, so if you just freeze the protein shake and then add some more milk, then like it would also do it in your blender. Because I do that with banana.
Depending on what type of blender you have, it may or may not work. Like if you have a really high powered blender, it might work to do it something like that to make it like ice cream. But if you have like one that doesn't have the same power, because I think that type of like creamer blender is like super high powered.
I think so. It sounds loud as fuck. Like it's
But I have been seeing that too. I've been on like cooking TikTok and it's so good. Like, did you see my story about the lemon popcorn?
Oh, yeah, sweet. Yeah, that looked good.
It was actually really good. I was like shocked. I was like, there's no way this can actually taste good. And then I was like convinced to try it when the girl like had tasted it.
What did you put on it?
It's lemon zest, a little bit of lemon juice, and sea salt.
Okay. Yeah, I follow this chef and he's like posted a bunch of different ways to eat popcorn.
Oh, what other ones are there?
I don't remember. It was like last year, but I remember being like, oh, what the heck? That's cool.
One of my other favorites is like ranch packet seasoning.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I love the ranch popcorn. Like the ranch powder they make for popcorn. I love that.
I literally had popcorn last night.
Yeah. What a coincidence. I also like sriracha and like Parmesan.
Oh.
You know what I used to do every day after high school senior year, because I would get out before lunch? I would go home and make a bag of popcorn and eat it with easy cheese. Like I would spray easy cheese on each popcorn piece.
Individually.
That's dedication.
It was so good.
That sounds pretty good. Because I was saying, like, you can't make popcorn at home as good as it is at the movies. Like, no matter what. Like, I tried to drown it in butter, and it's just still not as good.
I prefer home popcorn better than movie popcorn. Yeah.
Like, freshly popped or, like, in a bag?
Like, freshly popped.
I've never made
freshly popped is so good.
Oh, maybe that's my...
Well, I mean, in the bag, microwave, pop it.
Oh, not like over a stove?
No. I like the microwave popcorn. I think it's the best.
I remember my friend, like, her mom used to use the Orville, like, white popcorn that didn't, like, have anything on it. And then she would, like, put sea salt and everything on it afterwards. And I just thought this was, like, such a magical thing. I didn't realize it was just, like, the Orville, like, white popcorn instead of, like, butter popcorn. But it was still really good.
That's so funny. It's funny the things as kids that like other parents did, like your friends' parents, where you're like, wow, that is so amazing. Like I wish I had that.
That's so true. Like there's a kid that over the weekend was in one of those like little, what is the guy version of like a Barbie car? You know, like just
Ken?
the little automobiles. You know, like there's some baby, like the cars, like kids can drive.
Oh, like
yeah.
What are they called?
But there's a brand that
I don't know.
Oh my god, they're literally building a thing in Phoenix.
Really?
Hot Wheels?
Mattel? Oh, Hot Wheels.
I have no idea.
Mattel.
Either way, it's like you can drive the
Hot
car.
Wheels.
And so this kid was just like doing laps around his neighborhood. And I always wanted one of like the Barbie cars and never was able to get one. No. We never got one.
Oh my
but
God,
I just thought it was
so
like,
sad.
we did so many other things. But like, I hyper fixated on the fact that like we didn't have a Barbie car.
My brother had a fire truck.
Oh, wait, that's so cute. Did that make him want to be a firefighter?
It was all
of it.
Yeah.
That is so cute.
One time he decided that he was going to duct tape my little sister's arms to the back of it, and she was going to run behind it for some reason. I don't know. They were really little. Like, she was probably 3 or 4. But so he was driving it, and she fell down on the street. And he was just driving it. He didn't know. Yeah. And so she got like street burns all down her arms and her legs.
Oh, that is so bad.
So sad. But they're so stupid.
We love the logic though. Like, he was like, this is a genius idea. Like, definitely. This is the best thing I've ever thought of.
Oh my gosh. I don't think I ever rode my Barbie car like on the street. I only rode it like in the backyard.
Oh, really?
I don't think I was like cruising down multiple neighborhoods, like maybe in the front yard.
We just had like our like front
like a cul-de-sac.
No, but it was like our neighborhood. There was like, I don't know, it was just a good neighborhood street.
Yeah, just like
just all play out front. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have a lot of kids in your neighborhood? Like around your age?
Yeah,
we did.
That's cool. I had none.
It was really nice actually, now that I think back to it. Because we would like all meet up at the park, or like it was so easy to just like walk over to each other's houses without our parents like having to drive us.
Oh, that's so cool. I did not have that whatsoever. There was like a couple cute boys that lived directly across the street. So me and my friends, they'd play basketball in my front yard because I had a basketball hoop. And me and my friends would like look out the blinds, like watching them play basketball. But I never had like girlfriends.
Yeah.
I always had neighbor friends.
That's fun.
Nice. Which is cool now that I think about it. I don't know if kids have that anymore.
Probably
I know. I wonder if people can make friends like that. Like, you really have to probably go out of your way to do it.
It's like the parents usually probably. Also, when you're kids, like, I'm shy, but when I was a kid, other kids would just be like, do you want to play? And I'd play. Like, it wasn't weird or anything.
Yeah. Isn't it weird to think about, like, that we haven't even met probably half the friends that we'll have in life yet? Like, there'll be whole other sets of friends that we meet based on where we go, or like if you have kids, then they make friends and then you're automatically friends with their parents. You don't even know them yet.
I know.
That's so
it's
true.
weird to think that, but also I'm like, yeah, right.
Yeah, you're like, that will never happen. You like have to though, to I don't know, because I think once everybody starts getting in different life stages, like now my sister was kind of the first of all of her friends to have kids, and then she's like, now I have no mom friends, so like she really has to force herself to like talk to people at her kids' school and stuff.
Are her friends having kids now too, or
not really? She has like one friend who's had a kid, but still she's kind of the only one.
Yeah. I feel like it is there's like probably like 2 big waves, similar to like proposals and like engagements and stuff. Like the early people and then the people that just like wait longer.
Yeah.
And then there's not like really like a trickle. It's just kind of like the first people and then.
Yeah. I only have one friend with a child.
Yeah. I'm sure that my friends that are married are going to start having kids. Or at least like trying for them. Joe's like 3 best friends all either pregnant or have kids now.
Really?
Or like 1 kid.
Wow.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah. But like the other thing that's not that crazy is like he's like 32. Like and they're in the same age. So it's like it
feels like we're 17. So like, I'm like a teen pregnancy.
Yeah. That's exactly what we were thinking. We were like, oh, actually, like, it totally makes sense that all of them are having kids. Like,
yeah,
right
like, I guess that's a good
This is a very good time for them to probably at least try and, like, know if they can have them or not.
Yeah. I thought I'd have, like, 2 kids by now. Be fully married, like, everything.
Yeah.
I probably thought I'd have 4 kids by now, honestly.
You want 4 kids?
It's so crazy.
No, not anymore, but I did.
I think I only ever wanted, like, 2 kids. But now I don't know if I want.
I wonder why it starts as you want more, and then it gets less and less and less, and then you're like, do I even want any?
I wanted like a loud, crazy house, just because that's how I grew up. But now I don't need. Yeah, now I'm like, I'll be happy with 1 kid.
Yeah, and also, like, imagine that's what I was saying this weekend. Like, imagine having to go to your kids' like sporting events or just all their extracurriculars, and then it's like every single day of the week you have something.
There's no life for you.
Like, that's actually, I don't know if I can handle that.
No.
Like, it's fully taking away your wants.
But that becomes your want. That becomes, I mean, when I was younger, when I would go to my brother and sister's sporting things, like I love doing that on the weekends. That becomes like what you like to do.
That's true. I guess I would like my kid and then therefore want to go to their game.
Yeah, that would become your weekends.
You just have to make sure they have like cool parents, because there would be nothing worse than like having to sit at a game by yourself and like all the parents suck and like you don't enjoy like chatting with them.
That's what Cameron's mom came with us to his flag football game last week. And I like told her we like all sit down. I introduced her to my friends and I was like, yeah, we mostly just talk during the whole thing. And she's like, that's what games are all about.
Mm-hmm. That would be good. I guess you're getting some practice. Or all those people that do dog sports, I'm like, round of applause. You guys are just like in training. I don't understand. They spend so much time and money on that stuff. And I'm like,
it's like actually crazy. When we did toss and fetch, like it's literally like you're in your car for 3 hours probably and outside of it for 2 minutes. Like literally 2 minutes.
That's insane. Are you guys going to do that again?
No, probably not. Because there's just...
I forgot that you guys did that. That was
you
like
literally
whole,
get
like,
2 minutes of exercise. Like they're not doing the Frisbee the whole time and then you're just waiting. So like I'd rather just take them to the park for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And have them actually get tired.
Would you try another sport?
I'd want to try dock diving probably, but like I don't care to do it like in an actual competition setting. I just like would want them to swim.
Yeah.
I wonder if Rosie would ever actually jump off the dock or not.
I wonder that too about mine. Like I don't know if they would. There's like a place here where you can buy swim lessons or like you can also just go to the pool. I kind of want to do that, but it's kind of expensive.
Yeah.
But you could also do what are those? What's that new app called where you can rent Sniff Spot?
Oh, yeah, Sniff Spot.
They have those where like houses have a pool and like the humans can go swimming too. So I'm thinking,
oh no, there's a different one for swimming specifically.
For swimming, but there's like one for dogs. You can still pick like a house that has a pool, and then like the humans can also go swimming and the dogs can hang out at the pool and everything.
Yeah, what is the one? Is it Swimly or?
Yes, Swimly. You told me about that. I feel like for a while.
Yeah, that one's specifically for like just swimming pools, and you can do dog friendly or not. And then Sniff Spot. I wonder if Sniff Spot has like a filter where you can like find places with a pool. Oh, they do. That's cool. Mm-hmm. That's even more dog friendly though. Then because I know like on Swimly, there's like a lot that are obviously not dog friendly at all.
I bet there's some like nice pools.
Oh yeah, there was some nice like ones advertised.
That's cool.
It's a good theory.
I really want someone to teach Willow to love the pool because she hates it.
Does your family
all types of pools?
My dad has a pool and she'll stand on the first step to cool off, but she hates swimming. Like she'll run away from me.
It goes up to her belly fully.
Yeah, and like really my dad's dog is like a water dog. He's in the pool all summer long fetching the ball. And Willow will just stand at the edge and bark every time my dad throws the ball in the water, but she won't like, I wish she would jump in and grab the ball, you know?
That's so Willow. Do you use a life jacket with her?
Yeah, depending on what she's doing.
Yeah. Rosie likes the water when she can like touch the bottom or she can like wait, like gradually go into it.
Yeah.
And I don't know the last time we tested her like going just into deep water, but she wasn't a super big fan of like just being in like a deep water pool.
I'm sure it's scary. Like, oh, wait, I can't.
Yeah, there's nothing to like grab onto.
Yeah.
But with a life jacket, it was a little bit better. But she still, I think, prefers like being able to walk into it and like go into the deeper water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it took her until she was like 2 years old to really like the water.
Really? That's kind of like Sadie too. One time, Sadie, we were at like a dock thing. And it was like very like just too much water in it because of the flooding and whatnot. I don't know what was going on. It was a lot of rain or something. And so normally where it'd be like a slow entrance and it's like gets deeper as you go, it was just straight up deep the whole time. And Sadie didn't know that. And she just like jumped and ran into it. And she fully sank and came back up. And she was like, like, what did I just do? It was very and sad.
Aw.
But yeah, they don't like deep. They've never been to a pool though.
I think there's like usually end of season things for pools, like public pools, where they like invite the dogs to go swimming.
That's a good idea. I want to go to a baseball game soon.
Me too.
That would be fun. I wonder if there's like a dog day at the one
there is near us. I was talking to my friend Christina that I went to happy hour on Friday. We were talking about going, and they have a bark in the park or whatever, but you have to buy a seat for yourself and for your dog that you're bringing.
What?
Oh.
Yeah. Even though they're going to be like on the floor. No.
It does make sense though, because like at those there are hella dogs. Like it's like,
yeah, and like capacity, you don't want double
like
the
if you
amount.
had dogs right next to each other.
You think that you could just like book 2 tickets? Like we would just get 2 tickets.
Yeah, I think it
would pay for 2 tickets.
Yeah, true.
You should see if your management can coordinate that, where you could get it for free.
That'd be
cool. I'm sure they like people to promote that sort of thing.
Yeah,
my uncle used to work for the Diamondbacks doing that sort of thing, but I don't think he does anymore. But I always thought that was such a cool job.
Honestly, I'd rather go without Willow.
Yeah, like it seems kind of difficult.
So true.
I'm like, I'm trying to drink.
Yeah. Not worry about what she's doing.
Yeah. And also, I don't know how she would do with the environment. Like, there's so many people. It's so loud. Actually, I don't know if it's so loud. I haven't been to a baseball game in forever, but it would just stress me out.
It'd help you make friends, though, maybe. Because everybody would be talking about
it. That's so true.
Yeah.
And she's so cute that people would be like, oh my God.
Yeah, she helps.
Yeah. It's very nice. Mm-hmm. Did you take the dogs to happy hour? Or was it just moms? Just mom's night out?
Just moms, yeah.
Willow
worries me about like food and other dogs. I mean, I'm sure she'd be fine as long as food didn't get dropped on the ground. But like she just stresses me out, especially with new dogs. It was really fun though.
She did really well with Rosie.
Yeah. I was just thinking, it's so funny how dogs, when 2 playful dogs meet, they just know and they start playing right away. Like that was so funny when our dogs met. They just instantly like started playing and running and chasing each other.
I also wonder, like, do you think that they know it all? Like, are they like, oh, this is my mom's friend? Or like they literally hear our voices too all the time. Like, I wonder if they're like, oh, I know her.
Yeah. That's funny. I mean, maybe like I'm sure like our energies were like helping too. Like we were just chill, like relaxed.
Because I always wonder, like when I go to Arizona and I see some of my family who haven't met the dogs, like then they come here and it seems like the dogs know them, and I'm like, did you like smell them on me when I came home or something? Or like
Willow acts like that to everybody, so I don't really know.
Maybe they're just friendly.
Yeah. As long as they give off the friendly vibe, and the same with dogs, like they just give off this like, I want to play. Do you want to play? Like they communicate with each other.
Then they're like, okay, I like you.
Yeah.
That's funny. Okay. Welcome back to another episode of So Glad We're Friends. I'm Maggie.
I'm Devin.
I'm Brittany.
What else did you guys do this weekend?
I went shopping.
Oh.
I went to brunch and shopping yesterday with my mom and sister.
That's fun.
We went at Kierland in Scottsdale. They have a Free People Movement store.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
And we spent so long. I got this top there. It's white ribbed.
Little, that's like really cute.
Top. I don't have to wear a bra with it. I just love Free People.
Is it like
movement.
thick ribbing?
Yeah, it's really thick.
I love that.
Yeah,
I love these, all of the Free People movement stuff.
Me too. And so I was like, we need to go in here. And we spent like an hour in there.
Fun. I love mom and sister shopping days.
Yeah, I haven't done that in so long. Like
I haven't been shopping
in
so
day.
long. Yeah.
We actually did one probably a few months ago now. It was just like a nice day in Denver, and we like got breakfast and coffee, and then like went in a few shops. But I don't even know where all the shops are downtown, so that'll be on my list.
Do they have a lot of like outdoor malls more there?
I have no idea, honestly.
There's a really nice one that my managers told me about. It's like Cherry.
Oh yeah, Cherry Creek is really nice.
Village. Yeah.
You
should go there. They were telling me to go there because it's very dog friendly, but I didn't have time.
Oh, that's cool.
Is it dog friendly?
That's what they said.
I don't know. I've only been in like one part of the mall, so
I was shook at the mall that they had us go to in Olympia. Like it's fully dog friendly.
Oh,
like,
and it was indoor, huh?
I think you could just go in Victoria's Secret. You could go in everywhere.
I think most malls are dog friendly, and you just don't realize it because they don't have food.
Really?
Like the reason dogs can't go into
court.
restaurants is because it's like not sanitary. But like you can bring them into shops and stuff.
Yeah, that's interesting. I feel like it depends on the state's laws and stuff, because when I like really wanted to open a dog cafe and stuff in Arizona, I like looked up the rules. Like it's stricter when there's food present at all. Like it has to be in a separate building almost. But I wonder like in different states if that's different, because like we went to several restaurants here too where you can just go inside.
Melanie said everywhere in Paris like you can bring your dog, like everywhere.
That's so cool.
I was like, I used to like, her trip has made me want to go.
I know,
like
same.
Europe so badly.
I want to go to Europe so bad. Fun. And I can't decide if we should do that for a honeymoon or not, because I want to go to Europe like more than anywhere else, but everyone says not to do that for your honeymoon because like you won't want to be go again after the wedding. Like you want somewhere where you can just chill and relax.
I guess go to like Italy that you like to do though, like because I know a lot of people that enjoy at least having like a balance of like doing an activity and then like relaxing.
Yeah, that's what I was
thinking.
But
like you can go to Europe and relax, but still have the ability to like go and do touristy things on a couple of days, but like also or like go to Greece,
because it feels like just once you go over there you have to do like a lot of
you have to
at once kind of.
I think I'd want to do like a month or two, like a month at one place and then
could
like
you do that
at another place.
I don't think I could be away from home for more than like 2 weeks.
I think I would try and do like a 3-month thing.
That'd be cool. Without Rosie?
Maybe with her. I think we'd have to decide like what type of activities we want to do and like what type of places we could stay, because, and maybe this would change like if she figures her life out, like where she's not whining and barking when we're not home.
I was like, are we still talking about Rosie?
I was like, wait, what are we talking about?
She just like whines when we leave for like, I don't know, 30 minutes or so and then shuts up. But that 30 minutes to an hour of her whining like would annoy so many neighbors. So I don't know. I think it depends on the type of place we can get.
Yeah, whenever I travel with Willow, it drives me nuts like having to have her on a leash with me everywhere I go. Like dragging her along, going like in shopping situations, or like it just gets annoying to have Willow with me all the time.
Yeah. So that's what, like with service dog things, like when I try to explain to people, like in a lot of circumstances, it makes me more anxious to have the dogs with me. Like, so it's not always helpful to be like, I want to go to Target and bring Finn. Like, no, that just sounds not fun.
Yeah. Do you have like a don't pet vest for him?
Not one that fits him currently.
I feel like people need like a lot of signs in order to, because like they just see a cute dog and they're like, and you're like, no, he's working.
It's weird. Like it depends where you are. It's almost sometimes when they have a vest on, I've noticed like people don't pet him as much, but they stare more, and they do the thing where they look at him and they're like like make gestures at him and like, you're so cute, and it's like that's almost worse than just being like, can I pet your dog for a second, and then making him sit and then like letting them do it where it's like controlled rather than like the whole time they're just like staring.
Yeah. If you make eye contact with Willow, it's over. Like she's
exactly.
Like, okay, hi.
Like, exactly. So sometimes it just makes it worse, I feel like.
Little kids stress me out when I have Willow because they all want to say hi. They don't always ask their parents. They're like, doggy, doggy. And I'm like, oh no, please don't. Like, I can't say no to you. I had to say no to some kid in the airport and I felt so bad. But
see, why the kids shouldn't be asking in the airport.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's why I said no.
That's hard though. Yeah. That's like not as good. I feel like Finn now, we like trained him so much to ignore people that now he's like almost too far on the other side where people are trying to pet him and he like doesn't even care. Like he will walk away from people and I'm like, okay, no, like can you show them that you're nice?
Yeah, I promise he's usually really nice, but he doesn't care right now.
What I
That's really hard. I guess for like you and what you want to do with him, it's probably better to have him default that way. But you're like,
but I also wanted him to like be able to volunteer places and visit hospitals. Finley, Jesus Christ. And be able to like do things like that. And I feel like he can't do that if he's ignoring people. Like,
yeah, that's so true.
I don't know. I saw you made a lot of drinks this weekend, Britt.
Yeah, we did a lot of different ones. We did the ranch waters for Cinco de Mayo. And then we did, was that? 8, 7, 6, 5. Yeah, that was Friday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we made Pim's cups, kind of like in honor of the coronation.
Oh,
which is like
I didn't see that.
Drinks. It's like such a perfect summer drink. And they have them all over like England and London. And it was just like one of my first alcoholic drinks that I had because we were over there when I was like 17 maybe or 16.
Oh, how cool. So it was like,
and so I just felt so cool like drinking it and like,
what is it?
Being buzzed. I think it's a maybe rum based thing. Let me look. I always forget what the base is, but it's like the Pim's cup is just like there's like fruit and ginger ale and lemon juice.
Fruity.
Yeah. I like so it's just a very refreshing.
Yum, that sounds good.
Nice drink. Yeah.
I accidentally got too drunk on Friday. It was not good. No.
Oh, it's a gin-based drink. That's why I love it so much.
I was gonna say gin because I feel like that's very English.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. I don't know why I thought rum because it's darker. Like Pim's, like the liquor itself is dark.
Maggie, what'd you do Friday?
Our friend got his citizenship, so he had a party on Cinco de Mayo, and we all dressed in like American stuff, and it was very fun.
How do you dress American? Like flags? And stuff?
I just wore blue and white because I don't own anything with flags.
Is he Mexican?
Yeah, he's Mexican.
Okay, that's exciting.
Awesome. And Cameron wore like a USA jersey that he has. But I drink those like the Paloma canned cocktails that I love. Like I've been obsessed with them. They're so good.
What brand are they?
Oh, yeah, I want to try that.
There's multiple brands. There's Cutwater. This one is Craftwell.
Okay.
Is this one? But they're like over 10%.
Oh,
like so it like gets you lit. Like I can just have one and I'm good. Yeah. But my friend was drinking one and then she was like, "Oh, I can't drink this. It has wine in it." And I was like, "Wine? It doesn't have wine." But then we looked at the ingredients and this whole time I thought it was tequila based and it's wine.
A wine
That's
Paloma?
So weird.
Yeah, like it's a wine based
grapefruit
cocktail thing, I guess. Grapefruit? Yeah, but like it tastes like a Paloma, like when you make a Paloma with tequila.
Huh.
But then I finished hers and then I was too drunk and we got McDonald's and I was eating the McDonald's in bed and I was just like, I wish I could enjoy this more because I'm just like
a happy girl with her McDonald's in bed.
But
you get your chicken nuggets?
God damn it, now I want McDonald's.
I feel like no matter when we talk about McDonald's, I always see a story afterwards. That
I know. I'm just
one of us always gets it.
Postmates it.
That's so true.
And we record around lunch, so it doesn't help that you're like
I know
hungry by the time.
Afterwards I'm always like, ooh, what am I gonna eat?
I haven't gone grocery shopping for the week yet either, so
same. I'm nothing. I got Starbucks this morning so I was like, I have nothing.
Did you do anything else, Dev?
I went to lunch by myself.
Oh yeah, how was that?
Oh, Flower Child.
It was cute. Yeah, I got myself a beer, so it made it a little more fun.
Flower Child. Their salads are just so incredible.
Everything they have.
The mashed potatoes looked delicious.
The mashed potatoes are so
their mac and cheese is really good. They have like a gluten-free that doesn't taste like shit.
Ooh.
Yeah. I love it.
It's a nice little vibe.
It's like just far enough away from me that it's kind of annoying to get to, but
that's how it is for me. So I like this Saturday was the perfect time because I was bored and I wanted to do something, so I made the little drive over.
You had activities every day this weekend.
I know.
Yeah. It's big.
It was fun.
That's good.
Yeah.
That sounds very fun. That's what, like, my pro tip. I was going to make a video on this, and then I got too drunk, and then I forgot. But I was meant to take a video with McDonald's on the way home. But, like, it's such a tip to do something on Friday nights. Like, if you go do something on Friday, we never want to. Like, up until the time we're there, we're like, should we skip it? Like, maybe we should not go. Like, I don't want to go. But then every single time it makes you feel like so much better the rest of the weekend because you're like, I already got my social time out of the way. Now I can do whatever I want. But you like feel fulfilled socially. Yeah. It's like the greatest introvert life hack.
Yeah.
I like a Sunday morning activity as well.
Too. It makes me feel like productive or something. Like, it feels good to do something Sunday morning. Yeah. And then you can spend the rest of the day Sunday doing nothing.
Yeah,
like,
that's
if I do nothing all day Sunday, I feel like shit. So it's like, go do something in the morning.
I did like a coaching call yesterday. It was like at 3. And I was like, I really wish I would have scheduled it in the morning because then I could have like done it, gotten up, felt like really productive. But instead I was just kind of like thinking about it all day.
Waiting.
I hate that.
I still loved it. It was like the best thing ever. But I was like,
it's just when anything
in the future,
is
if I do any weekend
afternoon.
calls, I have to do them like in the morning. So they're just like out of the way.
Yeah, that's good. I did a lot of my wedding planning budget and stuff. I had to figure that out because it's like hard to know. Like I wanted to divide and kind of be like, okay, what should we be spending in each category? Because then otherwise it's like if I reach out to a photographer and then they tell me 4,000, I'll be like, okay, sick. And then it'll just keep going down and down and down. So like I looked up at a bunch of websites and stuff, like what percentages of your budget should go to what. And turns out we overly spent on the venue. You're supposed to apparently spend like 10% on the venue, and we did like 18%.
Oh,
really?
So we're gonna have to subtract from other areas.
What are you supposed to spend the photographer?
Yeah, but I feel actually like better about it because now like having set numbers, now when I'm like getting quotes and stuff, I could be like, okay, no, that's too high. Like I need to go to someone else or like negotiate more. I didn't realize how much negotiation like you can do that with wedding planning. I got a few DMs from my followers who say like you can really negotiate everything, which I didn't know. I thought you just hear the price and then you're like, okay, sure, or never mind.
How much are you supposed to spend on a photographer, videographer?
Now it's like 4,500. I don't remember
like what percentage though. Was it like
I think it was like 8% or something like that for photography and videography both.
That's kind of what I was thinking it would be, but I almost could see it being a little bit more just because, especially if you wanted like a full package of like video, horizontal, vertical.
Photography and videography is probably the weirdest thing for me, like spending money on, because it's like I understand now the other side where I'm like, oh, like you should definitely be making over $10,000 for this or something. But then at the same time, I'm like, I can't spend $10,000 on this. But you got to go to like new people and I don't know, things like that where they charge less off that.
Are you guys I saw you were touring like a food venue or like a party venue for the night before.
Yeah. We'll have like a welcome party. So we'll like go do the rehearsal at the venue with like the wedding party and our close family. And then we'll go to hopefully we'll get it. It's like a hotel and I love it. It's like so cute and it's like an old boutique hotel. But the girl there is just confused. Like the girl that I'm emailing just seems like she does not know all the information whatsoever. And I'll like email her several questions and she'll answer one of them. And I'm like, okay, can you look back at these other questions?
That's so annoying.
It's so annoying. But I think that should work out. So then all the guests would come like after we're done doing like speeches and stuff. Cause I don't want to do speeches and everything on the actual wedding. So that's a lot.
That'll be nice.
Yeah. And then we can like talk to everybody there and socialize. So then the whole wedding isn't like I need to see every single person.
That is very nice. We're going to get into today's topic and we're going to talk about like how to keep moving through something even when you're not seeing results right away. And I think we've all kind of been at that point in different times. I think I'm like currently in it in terms of like posting, engagement and all that stuff and growth. And Devon was like in it last year a lot and Maggie's been like in different waves. So we're going to share like our experience with it and like different things that have helped us continue to like move through those like low months where you're not seeing any results and being very frustrated by the process.
I was even thinking like that this applies to the podcast too. And like
this
how
can relate
slow
to anything
podcasts are to grow. Like I saw that online, most people when you start a podcast, you don't hit 10,000 listens until year 3 to 5.
What?
And like you just have to keep sticking to it. Like you just have to keep going for like years sometimes without making money. But then like eventually it just can pop off and like things can change. But it is so weird to think about like having to do things for months and months or years and years and not seeing results and like still continuing because of your goals and your like what you want to come out of it.
Yeah.
That is sorry, Dev, you go.
I was just going to say, I truly believe that the people that make it and are successful, they are that way because they didn't give up. Like even actors and musicians or like any type of job that you would want. Like if you want to be a creative director or if you want to own your own business, like you have to persevere and keep going.
That's so true.
Yeah. I think like what you're talking about in terms of goals too, Maggie, that's like one big thing that I've adjusted recently is like, you know, before it was trying to grow my followers and trying to grow, you know, at a certain rate. And now we're like adjusting our goals to be more focused on like engagement and views. So like we're not even looking at what follower numbers we have in terms of success. Like success is growing our engagement and like building more of our community every day. But I think if our goal right now was to grow our followers, we would just be constantly disappointed because it's something that like is so much harder to sway back and forth sometimes. So like switching the focus to like engagement and building our community more has been a lot like less stressful and more fun.
That's so cool. Yeah. Or there's people whose goals is to get the followers, but then they're not making any money, or like they're hitting their own individual goals, but then like you're succeeding in different ways where maybe you're not getting the followers, but you're making way more money than them.
Yeah.
And it's like, just what would you rather have?
Exactly.
Probably money.
Yeah.
You know,
I personally would like money over followers.
What makes it hard, and I feel like a lot of people have talked about this, but everybody, their come up story makes it seem like it was overnight success.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it wasn't. I mean, yeah, some people do blow up quickly on social media, but did you know Alex Earl was posting on TikTok since her freshman year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she didn't blow up until her senior year. Like, Dax Shepard was auditioning for 10 years in Hollywood and didn't get anything for 10 whole years. And now look at how successful he is. Like,
or that girl Samantha Joe that did the no fast food for 30 days challenge. Like, she's been making YouTube videos and like been doing all of these things, but it's just so crazy how it just gets picked up all of a sudden and then it just gets taken off.
Yeah.
I feel like a big problem of mine with this is that like my perfectionism of like just hating failing, like my whole life, I just give up if I'm going to fail something. Like I just have never been good at doing an average job at something. Like it's either like I'm so great at it or I'm quitting because I don't want anybody to think that I'm not good at it whatsoever. And I feel like this job has just taught me to not do that. Like you have to fail. And there's much more like little failures within it because it's not like when you get like a 9-to-5 or something and then you apply for that job and then you have that job. Obviously, there's like tasks and things that you could fail at within it. But it's like with this, it's like you're applying for jobs all the time. And like you can fail little times within that, like so much. And then you also learn so much from like I've learned so much from this slump.
Yeah. I cringe at the videos I made a year ago, honestly.
That's crazy. Like, Deb, I'm like so curious to like hear like a reflection on, you know, your year ago self or even like 6 to 9 months ago self, like when you weren't seeing views or like weren't seeing like anybody talk back to you, like what were you like kind of telling yourself throughout that process to keep like creating? And also like the other thing too that I think like just from an outside perspective looking in, like you were like vulnerable in a lot of those posts still. So like it's not like you were just like creating something to create something. Like you were sharing stuff about yourself. Like that must have been kind of hard.
Yeah, I kind of would just keep giving myself like just keep doing it for 3 more months and see what happens. And then like it didn't happen, but also I wanted it so bad that I couldn't just give up, especially like being that I quit my full-time job. Like I'm all in on this. Yeah. And I would like go and see how other people blew up, quote unquote, on TikTok or whatever, and see what other people were doing. And then I would kind of try to emulate that in a way. And I don't think I started blowing up until I finally like found what makes me me. Yeah. And started sharing that on social media. But yeah, I just like, you get to that 3-month mark that you gave yourself and you're not ready to quit. So you give yourself another 3 months and you just keep going.
I like that though, like of just making it like keep pushing and maybe trying different things out along the way. But instead of being like, okay, I need to hit this in X number of months or whatever, just like, okay, go for it for 3 months and just give it every single thing you have. Because I think it's really easy for me to like just get frustrated and be like, what the fuck? Like, this
I got frustrated all the time.
And you're like, I'm doing everything right. Like, I'm doing all the right things in the process. Like, why is it not happening for me?
Yeah.
And
it's so weird because I always feel that way when I'm in the slump of like, why isn't it happening? Why isn't it happening? But then when I'm out of it and things turn around, then I'm like, oh, that's why it wasn't happening. Like, it's so clear to me after the fact. True. Like, it always, like you're saying, Devin, once you find yourself, that's always for me when it flips. Like, I was stuck at 37K for over a year from in 2020 or 2021 or whatever. And it was like a headspace where I was like, I'm just stuck at this number. Like, I can never get out of this number. And then once I changed my username and like then started being more myself, like I feel like that changed things. And then right now I feel like I'm almost like I am myself, but at the same time I do feel like there's a lot of myself that I don't show, and I'm like trying to figure out how to kind of reframe that. Like, I feel like I've created a personality of myself online, but it's still not like the full thing.
Yeah.
I'm in the same boat, Maggie. I told Joe this weekend, I was like, I want to go and do like a sponsored stay at like a hotel downtown or something and just like lock ourselves in a conference room and just like ideate and like think through stuff and like come up with ways that I feel good about expressing myself and like sharing my personality.
Yeah, I love that. Like, there's so many girls like JC or I don't know, people like
JC. I think is so good at it.
She's so good at it.
So good.
But like her moments where it's like late at night or like she's just doing her skincare routine or she was just talking, like I feel like that's a lot of the stuff that I don't show of myself. And I don't know if that's because like once Cameron's home or once other people are home, and then I'm like, okay, well, I'm like done with working now or something. But like I feel like that's the most me. Like I want to just film like me in the kitchen at night making dinner or something, but like I never actually show that side.
Also, I don't know if you have this, but like I'll be like, well, this isn't interesting, or people don't care about this, or this isn't going to be good, or like I'm not really in the mood to do this anyways, so or the kitchen is too dark at night. Like those are my issues.
That's a big thing. Is like my house is dark as fuck.
Is like the lighting and like camera angles and like how I'm going to shoot it. I get so self-conscious about like
and overwhelmed by it all.
Yes, I almost think one of my solutions is to maybe buy like a different tripod for every floor of my house.
Yeah,
so
I thought of that. I thought of that. I
don't have to drag it around.
Yeah,
you know that one guy that does This Is a Day in Your Life at 40 or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, I realized TikTok. His name is Tim.
Tim, yes. He doesn't use tripods. He just like figures out all the best places in his house or in his office to just set his phone. Yeah,
see, I do that a lot, honestly, especially with the Octobuddy. That has helped of just like putting it on things, but I don't know, it still seems hard. Like, Devin, I'm so jealous of your kitchen where you make the dogs food. Like, it's so bright.
Oh yeah, there. I know, I love it in there.
It's so bright.
But then at night the lighting is so bad and so yellow. It's like I need to get new recessed lights or something that like make it like a studio in the kitchen.
Literally
turn it on at night. I'm like, oh,
there's like almost needs like a range where you could have like your filming lights and then you can have like your like night lights. Because
literally,
Joe really likes a yellow type of light, like a warm light.
I do too, like to chill at night.
Light, like life, not filming. But I don't know.
Well, there are like the light bulb that I have in my bedroom that turns colors. You can change it to be like a blue white or a yellow white, but I'm not going to put that in every single little hole in my kitchen.
Yeah,
but like that could be cool for like other rooms.
That is true. I definitely need to sort my office out for like lighting, but I also think it's hard to know. Like, I guess I've tried testing out like doing, because I love like makeup and skincare. And so I think doing that in conjunction with like other things that I'm doing throughout the day is helpful. And I like voiceovers, but I think I want to learn how to like talk better to the camera because that truly is more of my personality than, I don't know. I'm practicing on stories, but it's still really hard to like figure out the process in video on my feed.
Yeah, that's interesting because for me, I feel like it's harder in voiceovers for me to show personality because it's always so fucking fast. Like whenever I'm trying to do a voiceover, it's like too fast for me to say like that what I would actually say if I was just talking and using my personality. Like it needs to be like sped up more, and then I feel like, oh, that's not really how I would naturally say it.
And then I think about, should I start more YouTube to like practice it, because that's easier to like sit down and I don't need like 20, I don't need to finish it in 20 seconds. Like I can record like a few days over a vlog. I don't know.
I'd watch it.
Thanks.
That would be
my
great
one fan.
I'll watch it.
It's like one view.
My best view.
I think sometimes you just have to try a bunch of things until you figure it out too. Like like I tried a bunch of random weird things last year trying to figure it out, and they didn't work out, and I didn't keep doing it. But
that's the part that like I was just talking to someone else about this of like, in order to get better at something, you have to suck first. Like, so you have to put out the shitty videos first in order to like put out the good ones, and like even practicing editing and practicing like angles and all that stuff. Like you have to know, okay, you put out a really, really bad video, like it's fine. Yeah. But putting those first bad videos out really is painful.
I know, because like I wanted to share recipes for people to make when they're alone or whatever, and I just feel like a year from now those videos are going to be really good, but right now I kind of hate them, but I'm still sharing them. Like,
I like them.
I like them too. Thanks. I really like that one.
But that's how like I want to make more cooking videos or things like that, and it's like my kitchen, I can't. Like I'm either like, okay, the stove is like too dirty. It doesn't look good.
Oh my god. Our green backsplash. But I think that's like I definitely could get better at just like practicing different angles that work.
Yeah.
But it's so hard sometimes to like get through that process. I also think too, another thing that's like worked for me to get out of the like to keep going and like changing my mindset through things is like, and we kind of talked about this before, but like just adding an element of more fun to it. Like, am I doing this and is it fun, or am I doing this and like I'm pulling my teeth to like actually make it happen? Because whenever I find myself doing that, it makes it so much harder to keep going through the motions of everything if like I hate it.
Yeah, that's the other thing is like you have to, if you really want it, you're not going to give up. And if you don't give up, you are going to eventually reach that goal that you've been trying to reach. Yeah. So like if you're really struggling with something, then you probably need to change something. Yeah. You know, like
that's true.
Whether it's the content you're creating or if you're struggling to get a certain job or, you know, whatever goal that people might have that they're trying to get to, but it's hard and it's taking forever. Like maybe you want the wrong things.
Yeah. That is a good idea.
Because if you really want it, you're not going to stop.
Yeah. That's very true.
Were there other things that you like tested out, like tactical things that you were doing differently like 3 to 6 months ago that you changed up for now that like you're doing now?
Like before I started growing and getting good engagement.
I feel like your mindset kind of changed, but I don't know if that was like as a result of things starting to pick up where you're like, oh wait, maybe it's starting now, and then like that made you feel better, or like if you change your mindset before it was happening.
I think like the first thing that happened is like I created a really fun voiceover vlog and I just like changed the way that I did it. So I'm kind of realizing that one of my biggest skills is being a writer or like communicating through writing. So I like filmed this whole vlog, but I wanted to do a fun voiceover. So I sat down and I like wrote a script for my voiceover so then I could read that while I was recording it. And I was like, this was really fun and this is really good. How can I do this more? And so then I started doing as much more of it as I can. It's kind of hard. But then I did one with my like weekend blues being alone. And then that's when I realized like there's a market for this. Like nobody talks about this.
Yeah.
And so then I started doing that more.
Was it first like you figured out a style that you really liked, that you enjoyed?
Yeah, actually.
You played around with like hooks and like different things that like you started tweaking your writing in addition to like.
So I saw Kirsten Titus did a funny, or she was traveling a lot and she was doing really funny voiceover vlogs, and each one would stop or start with something funny. So like she went to Chicago and she did a vlog for the day and it started with, I flicked the bean. And it was funny. And then she went into like narrating what happened on her day. And I was like, I really like that. I want to make vlogs like that. And so then I started practicing and trying to do vlogs like that. And then it just kind of evolved from there.
I like that.
Because I almost feel like the first one that you did with the voiceover differently of, what was it, second person?
Oh, that
was
was
still more
recently.
recent.
Yeah.
But like that's the first one that like it popped off the first
on
time
Instagram.
you did that, right?
Yeah.
Oh, only on Instagram? Oh, I thought it was on TikTok.
It does good on TikTok, yeah. But like the first one that I did on TikTok, it was with Willow, and it was a day that she was going to the vet, and I started it with one of us got a foreign object up their butt today.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
And that popped off. But just like starting it with something that like grabbed people's attention, and it was just like a fun thing to write.
Yeah.
I
feel like that's what I struggle with though, is like the videos I feel like I enjoy making the most, or like the most. Like I love the writing ones, or like when I take my journal entries and then I read something that I've written rather than doing the voiceover after the fact while I'm watching the video or whatever. But like no matter what, those always do the worst, and I'm always the most vulnerable and always the most like.
Could you work on like putting like a what you have to do is like put a hook in the beginning that makes people be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's what I think. It really is just continuing and like trying different things and pushing through that, and not being like, I'm never going to post a journal entry ever again because everybody hates them. Like that's what will turn out badly.
That is a good point of like not completely quitting on your like idea or something that you enjoy, but just figuring out like how to actually make it work and make it be more successful.
Yeah, because I like, Devin, what you just said of like, maybe if you're not successful at the thing, maybe that's not even the thing that you want.
If you're not enjoying it and you just feel like you're I lost my train of thought.
Maybe think of the TikTok sound.
I know, I can't even think of. Never mind. Or I don't remember.
It'll come back.
But yeah, if you're not having fun and you want to give up, I'm not saying that you should give up. But the thing that was always driving me is that I really wanted it. And also in the back of my mind, even though like I have that negative voice in my head telling me that I suck and stuff, but in the back of my mind, I know that I'm going to be like a TikTok star, I don't know. There's so much room for people to have their audiences on TikTok, and I just know that I'm going to.
Isn't that so weird? Like I'm the same way, where I have like the most confidence in the back part of my mind, but then there's always like a voice right in front of that that's like, no, that's not true. But like at the very depths of everything, like I'm so confident in myself.
Yeah.
It's like, why?
That's how like I've always been with money wise. Yeah. Like I've always known, like there's not been ever like a time where I'm like, oh, like it's going to be hard for me to make money. Like it's always been like a deep rooted thing that I know I can do it.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of the same with, like right now I'm like so broke. I have like no money whatsoever, but I'm never like, I won't have money. Like even if I have $10 in my bank account, I'm like, I'll be fine.
Yeah. It is a very nice thing. Do you think that what you wanted like changed at all, Devin? Like in terms of like, obviously you want like the TikTok like fame and stardom, but like have you kind of redefined what that is as well along the way?
I think I've always I'm still trying to get what I want.
Yeah, do you think it's like relating more though to people that are like you or something?
Yeah, I've always wanted to find my audience, and I've always wanted my audience to be me. Like, when you are supposed to like write down your ideal audience, it's like literally me. Literally, like I want me to be my fan or whatever. But also like I still haven't reached a lot of the things that I want. Like I want to be able to work with any brand that I truly, really love. And I want to be able to make enough money to like take my family on vacations. And I want to be like important and like people wanting to, I don't know, I want to be like booked and busy, I guess is the best way to say. Like I want people to want to like interview me and do photo shoots, and like I want to be
to ask you for interviews instead of just writing articles about you without
and saying that you didn't comment.
But I don't want like Alex Earl's fame.
It's interesting, like the levels. Yeah, I don't want that.
Where I feel satisfied and like I'm having fun, but I don't want to be on Howard Stern.
See, it's like I almost want to be the Chelsea to JC. I think that's like my goal. Like I want to be able to, I want to be making the money and like having a following, but not, well, JC's at a fine level too. I think it's more like the Alex Earl level where I don't want to be that.
Yeah. I would love to be like at JC's level where like people want to have her on their podcast. And like she was just at that Dear Media IRL thing, and like I want to be invited and asked to things like that.
Yeah, that's like the level I want to be.
I almost feel like JC's level still scares me a little bit.
Why?
I don't know. I think it's because like there's still quite a lot of like misunderstanding at her level, like a level of misunderstanding on her like videos that I guess I still have to work up to.
Misunderstanding is a big thing
no matter.
Yeah. Misunderstanding is a huge thing for me.
Maybe that's something that's holding you back. That's a barrier that you need to get over in order to get to the next step, because people be misunderstanding me every single day.
And also that's like usually a way, like whenever I have a video go viral, usually it's because something's being misunderstood within it. Like,
yeah, people don't understand sarcasm.
At all.
They're like, oh, you can't be alone with your thoughts. You are so depressed. You need to go to therapy. I'm like,
it's like actually kind of crazy how much people don't understand a joke.
I know. Like if you're joking about that, it's not actually sarcasm. And
if you're making depressed. A video.
Okay, so that's what I have to work on. I think I have to work on being okay with like being misunderstood and like the feedback.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Should I just start commenting on all your videos?
No, I can't handle that.
Mean way.
Can it be funny? People
just make a troll account.
I'll make a troll account. There will be no profile picture. I'll have 0 followers.
Yeah, dude. Okay, I need to like work on that then. I think that's a big thing
for sure.
Yeah, like I want,
because like a puppy video can go viral and like nobody is really going to talk shit about a puppy video going viral. But like a video of me talking about whatever has a lot of potential to be misunderstood.
Or a video of you putting Rosie in a crate.
Yeah, even those, like even like me putting Rosie in a crate, like I still wasn't really bothered by those type of comments. But
but it's because you have to know that like those things aren't true. Like whatever misunderstandings they'd have or what judgments they'd make, as long as like with dog things, it's easy to be like if somebody's like, you always ignore Sadie over Finn. Like I've had multiple videos go viral where it was a joke like that.
Yeah.
And then people get mad at it. It's like, that doesn't ever bother me because I know that that's not true. Like it's just not true whatsoever. So I don't know. That helps me a lot. But then when like some haters know to hit you where you're insecure, and then that's not as fun because you're like, is that true?
Yeah. I think the other thing is that there are a lot of like just common insecurities amongst people. So even like the general insecurity, like they'll comment on a general insecurity and you'll just like pinpoint it to like what your specific insecurity is within that like umbrella.
That's very true.
So I think that's that's like a good thing to kind of just look at overall. But yeah, I think that's something I can really start working on so I can feel more comfortable with like JC level.
Yeah, no, that is good. I think a big lesson that I've learned in this time of brand deal slump, that I need to not, when things are going well and I'm like feel successful and I'm having constant brand collabs come in and I have a constant stream of income coming in, that I can't get like comfortable with that in the sense of like where I'm like, okay, everything's good now. Everything's going to be consistent from now on. Like I stopped pitching completely, like all the end of last year and all the beginning of this year, I straight up did not pitch anybody. And then so when all of my like regulars went away, then it was like, oh, now I have nothing. Where like if I would have still been pitching in February and March, then I'd like have things now. But since I wasn't doing that, then like now I'm so behind in like the stream of making things happen, because now if I get a collab in May, I'm not going to get that money till June at least. So it's like you get so backed up when you're not continuing constantly.
Yeah. I think that was a huge thing that like I've recently uncovered in a lot of my like strategy calls, is just the planning ahead process. Like what do I want to do like in advance? Yeah. Because you know some of those negotiations go on for like 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So like even if you pitch now, you're still negotiating for 6 whole fucking weeks.
Exactly.
And like then that pushes that whole payment off like another 6 weeks.
Like it could be the end of the year. Like people I'm just starting to talk to, which is so you don't think about it. But I just felt so like safe at the time that I felt like I didn't need to.
Yeah. That's actually a good like overall theme too of like when you're comfortable, like and you're just kind of like in a rhythm, you still have to like find ways to grow.
Yeah.
That's really good.
In every circumstance.
Because I think that's something that I've definitely gotten in a trap of like I'm cruising, I'm making money, I'm doing all the things, but I'm not like practicing getting outside my comfort zone or like innovating new things.
Yeah. And also like your success is going to ebb and flow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a hard freaking lesson to learn too.
Mm-hmm. But once you like do the roller coaster enough times, you can kind of anticipate that it's going to go back up usually.
Yeah.
And it's also learning and being more prepared. Like if I would have had the money that I did make at the beginning of the year to where like I would have a savings with my like all my necessary income, if I had like a 6 month or 4 month savings, then it'd be fine. But it was like because I didn't plan in advance and we bought the house and it's like all the money goes away. But like if I was actually planning smartly, it would be fine to have those slumps because that's just like normal. Like my dad is an electrician. I've witnessed that my whole life, like where there's years sometimes that are just so slow and he gets like no work, and then other years it's like well, we're rich this year. And then some years it's like, oh, we have nothing. It's so up and down, but that's just how it is.
Yeah. I think that's like it's so our jobs and even my old job too. I remember everyone was and my dad included was like constantly like you had an awesome month, that's great, put some money aside because if there's like a down month, like you need to have that savings. But
when you're in the high month, you're like, well, next month's gonna be high too.
I know, you want to just like live in this fantasy land.
Yeah,
but damn, it's hard sometimes.
That is hard. Do you guys have advice for like people who are still in their full-time job and trying to do content creation on the side of continuing to persist when things aren't working out? I mean, a lot of it is the same, I guess, but I could see how it would be a lot harder in that circumstance because it'd probably be easier to quit. It's like if I had another job right now, I'd probably be like, oh shit, like I need to not.
I think a big thing that I wish I would have done like a little bit earlier is know what income goal like I want to have and what savings I want to have sooner. Because then like a lot of the brand deals I did last year, I probably would have put like 100% of that in savings earlier on versus waiting. Like I think I started putting more money aside like 3 to 6 months ahead of time when I could have like, if I really put my mind to it, I probably could have done like 12 to 18 months of saving my brand deals and all of my income or more of my income, like a bigger percentage of it. And I think that's something that like, if you can backtrack it and then plan it out, it makes a big difference too.
And also planning out like how much you want to make and then how many collabs that needs to be or how many things you need to sell or whatever to get to that point. I think that helps so much.
I also think adding some sort of service too, product or service that you can like sell to brands or to your community faster.
That's like what is keeping me alive right now. Like if I didn't have my Dog Mom Club or like be selling anything or be an affiliate for brands, like I would not be living right now. But that gives me enough money to like live and function and be able to support myself of having those other things when the collabs aren't coming in. Yeah, I'd be freaking out if I didn't have that.
I think affiliates are kind of underrated too.
Yeah.
Like especially if you like start training your audience like earlier on, like you can start making bank. And brands also really like that too.
Yeah, it's so true. I need to be better at like to know it.
Yeah, that's stuff that I'm not good at. Like I'm a creative. I'm not a salesperson, so I just am not.
But also I hate seeing like I was looking at my Amazon storefront the other day, like all the like data and analytics from it, and I'm like, damn, it sucks when I post something and like I make Amazon $400 and I make literally $1.40. Like,
yeah,
it kind of also feels not good when you look at that.
Yeah, I also think though, like with some of those programs, it is like a numbers game where like, yes, you can first start thinking about like, how do I get people to start buying those things? But like at scale, like if you have a TikTok video go viral, or like not even viral, like just a couple 100,000 views or 50,000 views, like if a fraction of those people buy the product you're talking about, then you can make like hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, that's so true. And it's like you talk about all the time of just getting comfortable selling and like being fine of posting affiliate links all the time, or put like even my lemonade ones, I'm like making it a goal to try to post that once or twice a week. And like before I would probably never put, like I'd post it like every 3 weeks or once a month or something, and I'd make like maybe $50 the month or whatever doing it. And like last month I made over 200 just by posting it twice. And I'm like,
that's amazing.
Okay, so I should be posting it way more than that.
Yeah. I also think if you can like manage after you've like navigated content creation, like, you know, figuring out your audience and stuff, and that's kind of like a constant game. Like if you can think about an email list as well, just to have like more security and access to your community.
It is so great. Like your followers won't see every post you do, but they will get an email.
Yeah. But that's something I think like if you're trying to do that like after the fact, it can kind of be like harder to like figure out the how and like the why and like navigating all of that. But
yeah,
after you've gotten comfortable with some of the other things of like content creation, if you jump into like building an email list, then it's just like second nature. It's just like part of what you do instead of like, oh, now I have to like promote an email list. Like that's like weird.
Yeah, that's so true.
Are there other things that you did, Dev, before quitting?
No, just like really saving my money.
Yeah, you did a lot of big goals for that.
I think.
What about like did you do anything content wise, or like did you need to be at a certain place? Anything to do with social media outside of brand collabs or money? Like no. It wasn't ever like I need a certain amount of followers or I need to be able to consistently post 5 times a week. It's just kind of funny how those are the goals now that people have, but those aren't ever actually the goals that you need to hit to quit your job.
Yeah. I think like once you do quit your job, it's like, oh, now I really have to do this. Like you don't have anything to fall back on anymore. And so now you really have to make it work. And that's kind of like a push in the right direction.
Yeah, it definitely is.
I definitely think sometimes I've underestimated like content consistency.
What do you mean?
In terms of like the power of that and making sure that's a goal. Like having kind of a minimum number that you'll always hit instead of going 0. Like even if you have to like reduce it because you're working on other things, like what is your absolute minimum per week that you're going to do? Because once I quit my job and I was like overwhelmed with other things, I like fell off on the content consistency, and it was a lot harder to like get back on and be consistent with it.
But I think that also helps you a lot. Like that's my problem is that I go to content creation first. Like it's not really ever a struggle for me of like what ideas do I need to come up with or what am I going to make this week? Like that's always my focus, and then I'm not focused on the things that will actually like help me grow and make more money. And you're very good at like actually putting I feel like the correct things first. But I guess maybe that's in different people's opinion on what is the correct thing. But I feel like money is the correct thing.
Yeah, I always put like the content that I need to post every week first.
Yeah, me too.
And,
for me, it's content, podcast, business last.
Yeah.
And podcast is easier because it's with you guys. Like, so it's like having deadlines. Same thing with a brand deal or something where it's like, then I'm working with other people where I need to not let them fail. So then it's my business last because then that's just like disappointing myself, which I always do.
Yeah.
I also just enjoy creating content the most. So like, I do that.
It's easy.
That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
This is good. This is like such a good like difference. Well, it's like it just makes me think about like all the different perspectives, and like I think it is hard to figure out what the balance is for you. So maybe that's another thing before you quit is like how can you balance the money and content creation? Like what's the best balance for you before you quit so that you can feel like more confident in that flow? Because if you're like you guys are saying is like you're focused on business last with a full-time job, that's fine. But without a full-time job, that's harder. And then with me, like if content's taking a back burner and money is, then like the content's like the marketing piece. So like if I'm not marketing, then eventually that's going to like impact my overall business.
Yeah, that's true.
What I always do is put community and quality over selling, and I'm still doing that. Like I want to build a very loyal and trusted fan base. And I don't know if that's a good thing, because then one day once I like try to start selling things, like maybe they just won't be used to that at all. But like for me, I've always felt like it was more important to get people to like trust me and just enjoy my content first and get to know me and enjoy me.
I think that's really powerful.
That comes out of fear at all? Like I find like I get scared whenever I'm trying to start something like that, or like whatever new thing that I want to do to sell things. I always get like extremely scared that I guess nobody would buy it, or that it wouldn't.
I get scared that it's going to turn people off. Yeah. Like, yeah. Well, because I think when I first started getting brand deals on Willow's account, it's like all the mean comments that got to me were, oh, now you're just making money off your dog. You know, like people are now learning more about how content creators have to make freaking money. But like back in 2019, people were just like pissed every time they saw an ad.
Yeah.
And so now I'm like traumatized. Like I'm afraid that I'm going to come off as, oh, she's just trying to sell things. Like, yeah, I have to make money somehow.
Yeah. But I think like a big mindset shift for like selling to your audience is your intention. So like if your intention is that like you are in desperate need of money, then your audience like can sense that, and it's like not from a place of like their best interest. It's like your best interest and like your needs. And while you're always going to like want money and need money, like I think if you sell with the intention of like trying to help or providing like a service or a recommendation, then it's such a the energy of it is so different than if you're like, oh my God, I need this like $100.
That's actually really good. I need to like make that, because it is helpful to people when I share links or share products. Mm-hmm. Like that's how I find literally everything that I buy is from people sharing it. But for some reason, to me, I'm afraid that people are going to be like, oh, she's just trying to make money. But like, no, I'm helping you.
And they don't have to use your link too. Like they could just see it and go off on their own if they're
the other thing too, Dev, for you, like with the scale that you're at, like if you scroll through your comments and you scroll through your request folder, I guarantee there's so many people that are asking for the link, and you don't have time to go through and like share the link for every single thing. So like you making a post about something also is better for your business and helps people get what they want, because you don't have time to individually answer every single person and like provide that service to them. And I think, Maggie, for your community too, like your community is also a place for people like to connect with one another and feel seen and heard. And that is such a need for other people. Like they can't find that other places. They don't like have a safe space to go to all the time. So like
that's what I was gonna say. Like, it makes you feel good once it's successful, I guess. But like the fear before you see the success or see that it's helping others or that they're excited about it, then it just feels so fearful of like nobody likes me or nobody's gonna buy my thing or nobody's gonna want to do this.
Yeah. But that's like, I think that's like also sharing links again more frequently, like really celebrating that one person who's like, hell yeah, I just bought what you shared. Like this girl was like DMing me, like she was so excited I shared the shark vacuum. Like she's like, oh my God, I just bought it. Like, thank you so much. I was looking for this. Yeah. And I'm celebrating that one individual person, even though someone else like might have been annoyed by it. Like I'm celebrating that one girl. And
or when people DM you like how much a product that like you had a brand collab with or something, like how much it's helped them and how much they love it and are excited that you found it for them. That makes it so exciting. You're like, oh, okay, I am helping. And it's literally like you're influencing people. That's your job.
Yay! We're doing our job. But I think it is hard because like obviously there's a lot of like negative connotations. There's a lot of like shitty people out there that are like, you just want to push your link, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, like
that's so true.
95% of the people are so happy I shared this link. Like I also, the other thing too, you can think about me as your consumer. I hate going around having to dig for stuff. if I have to dig for links and stuff, it makes me so frustrated.
Yeah.
So if you can make it easy for me to buy something from you, you can have my sale all day.
Okay.
But if you don't post about it for 6 months and I have to dig through your posts, I'm going to be kind of annoyed, you know?
Yeah.
So post more to make it
People
easy.
find the most random things on my like to know it. Like, I'm like, where did I even post that? They bought it? Like, someone just bought a book off of my like to know it, and I don't even know when I posted that book.
See, that's so cool. And then the more you do, the more it will just be like automated like that.
Yeah.
I think this was like such a helpful episode for me to like recount a lot of the things that you've shared, Devon and Maggie, because like this is where I'm at in the season of life of like going through it and continuing to power through. And I think I have a lot to think about in terms of what is fun for me, what can I focus on, my bigger vision and goals and like what I really want, and then working through the things that scare me that are probably holding me back.
Yeah, same. I think I need to take on your actually priorities and setting my priorities straight in life and what will actually benefit me most. Because I know, like, it's not like I'm dumb. Like, I'm not like making this video is going to help me more in life than emailing this brand. Like, I know that. But for some reason, it's like, I want to make this video. It's more fun. So I need to like really align that. And I think like this slump or what like this time has like taught me so much, and I think it will benefit me more in the future to be able to like learn from my mistakes and not repeat them almost.
Yeah.
Did you guys reach out to a therapist? Because I got one to email me back and she wanted to meet next week, and I said, do you have June available?
I did not.
I guess we did not say when we needed to start.
That's true. But I reached out to like 4 or 5 and only one emailed me back. So I hope that one.
What did you
good.
say? Did you have to like talk?
They
about
have like
an email or something.
They had like a form thing, yeah.
Okay.
But they say like what they focus on, and this girl like specifically said anxiety and depression and like filling your self needs if you feel down on yourself and like imposter syndrome and all that. So I was like, check.
Yeah,
that's awesome. We'll work on it.
You better. Next episode. You just have to reach out to a few.
That's like another thing that would go into the theme of this episode, like, because therapy is such a long game. And I just want to go to a therapist that's going to fix me, like, right now. Like, I don't want to talk things out, and, like, I just want
That's so true.
Also, like, working out, same thing.
Yeah.
See results right away.
It is crazy that a lot of this is routine, though, because, like, I'm sure work-wise or working out or all of these is just, like, getting into the correct routine and the discipline. So, really, we just got to work on our freaking discipline.
And believing in yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think in order to be motivated to have discipline and change your routine starts with believing that you can do it or really wanting it bad enough. Shonda Rhimes was on Armchair Expert on last Thursday. Good. It was so good. And she's like the most successful showrunner writer ever right now. But she is like painfully shy. And Dax was even talking about the scariest thing you can do is pitching a show to a board member. Like, I mean, to a board meeting filled with people in suits, you know? And she wanted so badly to like write Grey's Anatomy and share her creativity in her writing that she did that.
Yeah.
Like,
I also think it's so crazy. Like, it's very inspiring too that like that was such a hit immediately than to like follow that up with so many other great shows and not be like,
she's had
this was
shows
a one-hit
that
wonder.
Sucked too, though. Like, she's had a couple of shows that were canceled after the first season on ABC. Like,
yeah, but then when you look at overall, it's like, well, overall,
because
she's
she never
incredible.
Stopped. Yeah.
And she also has that quote that I love that's like, she can't be good at everything all at once, and like she's not a good mom and putting her kids to bed when she's going to write the show, and sometimes she's not as involved in the show because she's doing stuff with her friends or whatever. I think that's helpful because it feels like someone like Shonda Rhimes is doing everything all at once and is just so successful.
Yeah, I want to read her book Year of Yes, and I want to do that.
Oh,
she basically, because she's afraid of things and she's an introvert and she doesn't like doing things, social things, like speaking at events, or like she was invited to meet the president and stuff. And she was like saying no to these things because she was scared. But then she decided to do a year of yes, where she said yes to all of the opportunities that were presented to her. And it was like an amazing year. And now she's able to do these things without, you know, like she's gotten much better at public speaking and like all that stuff. So
yeah, that's so cool.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for listening. Just a reminder that on the 25th of May, we will be doing our first Instagram Live at 3:30 p.m. PST, and we'll be having happy hour, so you can tune in with a drink of your own and chat with us. But make sure you follow our Instagram so you can keep up with that, and our TikTok and our Facebook community. Go ahead and join that. We're getting more members in there, so you can go in and talk about the episodes when you're done listening to them. And make sure you rate us and leave us a review. And we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.